But what are your most, what would you say are the most common legal or structural mistakes that you see organizations make before ever setting up their raffle?
Yeah, hands down, you must find out the laws in your state, city, county. Find them all out. So in Atlanta or Georgia, you have to go to the county where the nonprofit is established, and and fill out a license. You're going to find for some of you, you can't have one,
Yeah.
and you need to know that up front. And for those who can, you must abide by that law in every single way. Like because I'm not a lawyer, right? Always consult with your board and whoever's a lawyer. But in Georgia, you can do the raffle, say online, but only
Mm,
people in the state of Georgia can play, right? So you can't send
interesting.
it to people outside. And you
Huh,
should write that. You should put that in the description
for
and that
sure.
kind of thing. But know that back and forth, because then you will have absolutely no problems after that. And that's important, right? So you can run this the way the law was meant. So that's the first thing that most people don't do. They're just haphazard at it because they're thinking heart and profit. And they're thinking with the heart. They're trying to say, how can we make
Fair.
more for this
Sure.
nonprofit? Which I get, right? Just do your due diligence and no, the paperwork is not fun. No, there's no simple application. It's not like getting an app and you put in your name and email address. I wish it was, but it's not.
Well, that's good to know. And I do know that there are some states where there's like a strange thing where you can only pay in cash for some. There's some states where there's absolutely no. I didn't know that about Georgia, that it was county dependent. So that's really interesting for me to know too. Texas is less restrictive around them for nonprofits where I am. But again, I echo, and we actually in the software, like you have to tick a box saying, yes, I do know my laws of my state. And yes, I am running this according to the laws. And that should always serve as a reminder, I hope, just to echo your point.
Yes,
How so?
absolutely.
Yeah. So then once you're clear, we know we can run it, we've got it, checkbox. How then do you price raffle tickets? This is another question that my team gets asked a lot. And honestly, like we have our kind of answer that comes from some data that we have seen, and not really from what we've collected, but I would be very curious to know, how do you advise your organizations to price them?
So the old school way was one ticket for one price, say one for 100, because $100 was about correct. So one for 100, and I am not of that fan. I am a fan of tiering it. One for 100, three chances for 250, seven chances for 500. In my data, and I get this from my clients after we've done the event, we're finding that yes, the one for 100 is the most popular,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm talking just a couple of steps below that is the 7 for 500, which I was shocked that that was the second most popular, and then third, right behind that, is the 3 for 250.
Interesting.
Let people decide how much they want to buy,
Yeah.
right? Because that is they're adults, that's their right. But if you don't offer them, it's not about how many tickets you sell, it's about how much you make, right? So
Yeah.
you want to make sure that they feel like they're getting a bargain, which they are. They're going to get more chances in, and let them buy.